Hey, how's it going, guys? This is your boy Hazzed, and today we're going to be discussing, after about 3 months of playing on the Legion Beta, whether or not it has improved, gotten worse, what has improved, what has gotten worse. We're just going to be kind of poking around, discussing random things, how Legion Beta has changed, and kind of like what's going on with the stat balancing in PvP currently and what we're seeing. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this battleground on the Affliction Warlock and just, discuss some stuff. So talking about how Legion Beta has changed, guys, I'd say it's definitely gotten better. It's at least 10 to 20 times better than it was, a few months ago back when I first started. Now, how is it better? I'd have to say specific classes in general were toned down to earth. Now, you guys may have watched some of my old top 10 videos, top 5 videos, where we saw Prot Warriors one-shotting, where we saw we saw things that were just like that shouldn't happen. That should never happen. I just got stunned twice in opener. That was just like not what we wanted to happen. Or we're gonna cast double and stable. That guy just got exploded. Wow. I'm gonna spread them dot damages here. I'm actually gonna throw out some slight cooldowns on this guy. Gonna throw out and just gonna spread dots. No, just spreading that. Things are dying so fast. We don't have enough time. Well, yeah, we don't have any towers. I think my whole team went middle. So like I guess we're just thug life in this PG, guys. All right, so why are things 10 to 20 times better than they were? Of course, like I was just talking about, if you watch the old videos, it's easy to see that a lot of classes back then had one-shots. They were hitting for over 1,000,000 damage. Frost DKs had it. Frost DK had Syndragoza at one point that was hitting for like 1.2k plus outside of cooldowns, which was just like a completely wild amount, obviously. And then we had, let's see, Prot Warriors had a one-shot going on, exactly. Rogues, they could global people in the opener without actually, doing stuff. That was pretty gnarly to begin with. I believe Fire Mages also had a pretty ridiculous global for a while there. And a lot of classes really did. Like, at first, it was like you could see how unbalanced everything was, but I'd still talk about it. It still had a glimmer of hope within it, with how they were balancing things. Now, how are they balancing things when it comes to PvP/live/beta? Well, basically, guys, as you know, basically they have they almost have two separate builds going on right now. You could basically they can basically modify PvE talents, just modifying, basic stuff, how much damage they deal. But their main problem in the past was, how could they modify the PvE without modifying, or how could they modify the PvP without modifying the PvE? Because, you nerf someone's damage down in PvE just because it's the AoE, and it's going to cause that class to lack severely on, certain boss fights. So they really had to think about a way to do that. Now, a lot of people saying this is stupid way to do it, but in my opinion, it's the only way that works. It's the only thing that's logical, is balancing them separately. Now, of course, honor talents and things like that can add quite a bit into changing what talents they're doing and things like that. But they decided to make PvP stats, PvE stats, PvE abilities, PvP talents, and things like that separate from each other, so they can go ahead and modify it. And really, it makes it a lot easier to balance things out, mid-fight. As we've saw a couple stealth nerfs that, you really had to be looking for blue posts. I mean, they were even hiding it from, some of the bigger, websites. You had to go a bit deeper just to find these nerfs coming in. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? They started implementing these in the last month, and what Blizzard said was that within the last month and a half to last month, they're actually going to start fine-tuning, and we can definitely see them starting to fine-tune, as someone was just talking about it on the channel, that Blizzard just decided that they're going to basically nerf Windwalkers. We saw it coming. It wasn't really anything surprising to me, at least, that they were going to nerf Windwalkers. They are pretty beast mode at the moment. And of course, I mean, a lot of people on PTR are going to be like, well, I don't know, they're pretty good, but I don't think they're that OP. Well, once you get on beta, guys, and you can actually feel, how much damage they can deal with the artifact burst, you'll totally understand. Like, you throw up that Touch of Death, and you throw in Fist of Fury, you buff that up to, like, was it 8 stacks or 10 stacks? One of the two. And basically that ability just destroys people all the way through it. They end up with like, you know, about half health when it comes through from Fist of Fury, and then you throw in your Serenity. I mean, you throw Serenity in before, obviously. And then you go for the artifact damage, and after the artifact damage is when things get really hairy, because the artifact goes off, hits for like 500k, Touch of Death goes off, through cooldowns, that's going to hit for like 500-600k, plus that Fist of Fury. It was literally a global. It was literally a global to any healer, any DPS. I mean, it like in BGs, Windwalkers, you couldn't tell that they were standing out, but when it came down to raw arena damage and the total amount of CC that they had, it made them absolutely insane. I was thinking, oh yeah, an Affliction Warlock, talking about how other OP other classes are. Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've played just about every class. The only class I haven't played so far is Priest, and me and Priest have a love-hate relationship. If you guys want to see me struggle on a class, that's you know, the other classes, it would take some polishing. But on a Priest, no, I'll struggle. I'll struggle hard. I am not playing a Priest. It's not going to happen. Me and Priest hate each other, and we're never going to get along. No offense to anyone who plays one, but me and Priest, nope, me and Priest, they don't get along. Alright, hitting up this unstable affliction. We're just gonna put in just like some gnarly burst on this guy. This guy's just getting mobbed. There's no way. Yeah, he's that was a lot of unstable affliction damage. That was too much. Alright, so what are we looking at now? Obviously, we came through. Things are being a bit better balanced than they were before. Quite a bit better balanced. And now what are we looking at currently? Now what they did is they focused on a lot of those major single target bursts at first. Things like Frost DKs, which had an insane global. Things like Prots that had an insane global. And things like, you know, things like that. Now what we're seeing at the moment is classes that aren't crazy bursty starting to come out to the light. Things that have more consistent pressure than they do burst pressure. Now, what do I mean by that? Like the Warlock that I'm playing right now is more consistent pressure than major burst pressure. I mean, unless you got unstable afflictions rolling like I'm going to put on this warrior. You know, it's not that amazing. I mean, of course, AoE it is, but it's not like insane burst damage. Now, as we're seeing all that damage getting taken down, kind of like with Windwalker monks, again, just... Yeah, this guy's just chasing me. He wants me dead. He's not going to kill me. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking taking on a Warlock. I'm just going to drain life of him. And you ain't getting through nothing, Mr. Warrior. You know, it really just comes down to nerfing the major burst down. And, of course, they're going to start buffing. Not buffing. They're going to have to actually tone, not exactly nerf, but tone out the classes such as Windwalker monks, Affliction Warlocks, and I believe they're like boomies, things like that have a little bit more consistent damage, but most of their damage, of course, comes from a lot of AoE and things like that, and some of the CC they have causes that damage to be extremely powerful. Now, we're definitely going to see nerfs, I'd say, within the next week or two to Affliction, definitely to Windwalker, as we saw with recent patches. But all in all, I'd have to say, like, maybe Rogues. I think Rogues actually took a slight nerf recently, if I read something correctly. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't actually see it, but I saw it, somebody commenting about it. So, I mean, it's pretty safe to say that something's going down if someone's commenting about it. Alright, gonna hit this guy with Unstables and then go for heals. I can't believe we're still alive at this point. Like, we should not be alive. I really need to spread out my leeches at this point if those people are coming up here to focus me. Alright, gonna actually kite back. This warrior's coming after me. I'm gonna throw out major cooldowns on this guy. I don't got ring, but I do have slight, I got one defensive here. Throwing out dots on this warlock, or feral warlock. Getting out of that. Just trying to keep up damage on this guy as I'm cutting back. I'm in trouble here either way. I want to drop a casting circle, but it's not dropping. Drop a casting circle. I need lay casting circle. Thank you. We got casting circle. Gonna actually fear this druid. I got a shadow priest hitting me. If we didn't have the shadow priest, we could definitely take this druid on. Alright, just gonna life siphon as much as possible, spreading dots, trying to get back like that. That shadow priest totally boned us there. We would have just destroyed that feral. Alright, let's look at damage where it's at. Alright, so obviously we're gonna be sitting top damage as Affliction. We are 10-1. Wow, we were just ripping this up. Just going in as ham as possible here. Looks like they've actually taken this base. I'll probably die. I know I need to actually put back on Grimoire Sacrifice at this point, but I don't got the time. They're right in front of me. Wow, that DK was evil. Popping that cleave damage. All right, we're gonna actually like nuke this DK right here. We do not like that, Mr. DK. All right, he's got like just monster dots ticking on him. There's no way he's living through that. I'm gonna switch over to this healer and dot up to healer, throwing out slight cooldowns right there. And this should put enough pressure onto healer that he's not going to be able to live through it. Spreading dots to the other targets. Alright, so yeah, that's definitely what we're looking at right now, guys, is the major burst classes have been toned down to the point to where, you know, they're not one-shotting the other classes, with the exception of a couple that are definitely going to be toned down within the next couple weeks. And all in all, guys, I'd have to say Legion is turning out pretty well. It's turning out really great, especially compared to Warlords of Draenor. You know, what I was seeing and how they were balancing it actually turned out to be what they were doing. I was actually very surprised because, you know, some of my ideas are just, you know, they're almost reaching the crazy section of YouTube. You know what I mean? That dark part of YouTube that you don't venture to unless you want to see something really weird. You know, that maybe some of my videos could probably go on there once in a while. But, that guy's like, love being tunnel vision by melee as a Shadow Priest. Thanks, Blizzard. That's why I don't play a Shadow Priest. That guy completely understands my pain. Hold on, I'll put this... it's locked. Hold on, let's unlock this. We gotta lock this window. Look at this, guys. We'll put this over here. Blizzard! Love tunnel vision by melee as Shadow Priest. That's why I don't play Shadow Priest. Nope. Shadow Priest is one of those specs you either like devoted to it or you just don't play it that often or you don't play it at all. It's one of those kinds of specs. I'm going to dump unstables into this row. And I'll hold on to a couple. Looks like we're going to get in a team fight here. I'll try to put that guy down as much as possible. And then I'm going to go over here and dot up these healers. This healer. One healer. Alright, so we got full dots rolling on him. I'm going to throw down slight buffs. Then I'm going to go Unstable Affliction to max. Then I'm going to reduce his health by percentage, throwing out Guardian. And he's going to be dead before that happens. Oh, they're focusing me. Hey, that hunter's name's Box Hunter. Box Hunter. Really? Somebody named their Box Hunter? It's like Box House, but he's a hunter. Alright, I'm actually going to throw up some CDs here. I'm getting focused pretty hard. I'm going to throw down Casting Circle. And then I'm going to finish off the Druid there. Thought I was going to need that Casting Circle to heal, but then I noticed the Druid wasn't actually focusing me. You know, sometimes I really can't tell if I'm being focused on a Warlock, because, you know, the Absorb Shield, you just don't take any damage for the longest time, and all of a sudden you just start taking damage, so you're just like, oh, I know this damage is coming, so you just preemptively start spreading them healing dots, and smack some people's faces. Now, I didn't really discuss the class that I'm playing, obviously, I did kind of, but consistently this class, I'd say, has probably one of the most insane damages overall, altogether, of course. Oh, we got mutagens on us. Stop the mutations. We put heals on the mutations. Alright, there's that mean Shadow Priest that was shooting us the other day. Not the other day, earlier. The other day. Yeah, I saw that guy the other day. He's shooting me again. Alright, gonna hit this priest up. Spreading dots. If I can get major dots rolling on that priest, like, it'll just totally kill their whole push. 3. We got 4. We got 5. We got 6. We got 7. Like, how many dots do I gotta put on you? Like, he just popped full cooldowns. He knows he's taking a lot of damage right there. I'm gonna throw out even more on him. This healer is not gonna be able to heal anybody else just because of the Warlock damage I'm putting on him. He's gonna try and fear me or something. You're not gonna try to fear me? Fine then, don't try to fear me. I don't gotta interrupt. I probably should. Alright, so they're gonna try and, this guy's focusing me. Gonna throw out some cooldowns here. Gonna dot up all the other class. That guy tried to knock me. Alright, so we're going to finish off this healer right here. So now that we're down below, I think I should be able to focus him through the mountain. Maybe? No? Doesn't matter. We'll go down below and shoot at him. He's still clicked on us. He's still worried about us focusing. We're going to reduce his health by a lot right here. He's going to be like, where'd my health go? Alright, Unstable Affliction. We got 3 stacks coming in on this guy. We're just making it so this healer literally cannot heal his team. Literally, no heals for your partners. I think that priest is like the only one alive. They just mind controlled him. Look at him, he's taking the mind control dot damage. It's like I'm hitting my own partner. He dead. You just forced that guy to commit suicide. You realize that. That was like the most evil thing ever. Alright, help me at DR. Alright, we gotta get more DR. Alright, get to DR, guys. All right, let's look at damage, kills, 50 to 1, not bad, 55 mil. I think we can push it. We can push it. I think we can push it. Whew. All right, so healers. Now, how have healers changed since we first started? When I first got on this game, of course, the burst was absolutely insane, guys. So healers were just getting mashed on. They were getting just slaughtered. Healers at this point have received a few little buffs. There was actually an artifact bug to begin with that made them 30% weaker than what they should have been. And they're really just getting globaled hard. Really, really globaled hard. And now, honestly, like, even if you have some good DPS, like one really good DPS, I'd have to say healers are finally balanced to the point to where one DPS won't actually slaughter a healer. One DPS will be threatening to a healer, but definitely not slaughter a healer. Definitely a big difference there. Alright, throwing out caster circle. Oh, I'm just taking so much damage from these guys. Alright, gonna go for health reduction, and then I'm gonna cast Unstable Affliction. This is that evil druid that just doesn't want to leave me alone. Alright, I don't got casting. I'm so dead here. Like, there's nothing I can do with this many people hitting me. That guy's gonna take a lot of damage, though. Ugh, druid path full cooldowns not to die. That was mean. Alright, so we took another death. How dare they? Alright, that's okay. They wanted to take me out of the team fight so they could actually win. But it's not going to work now. Alright, so I'm just going to go in for some major unstables on this mage. He's probably going to ice block. There's no real reason to do that. Looks like this warrior's thinking about focusing me. No, he's not going to do it. I'm going to throw out my Doom Guard on him. I don't see... There's the healer. That's who I'm looking for. This guy right here. This Feral is actually trying to protect this healer. And, you know, obviously I'm focusing the healer probably the most out of everybody, so... You really don't like me very much. Alright, we put the curse on him. He's got reduced health. Trying to get out more unstable. It's going to get dot pressure on this DK. Stop trying to mitigate my damage, butthead. See, here comes that Feral again. The Feral knows. He's like, dude, if I don't kill that Warlock, he's going to kill my entire team. You're right, I will. Did we lose that? No, we got that. Alright, that's good. Get flag or we lose, guys. Get flag or we lose. That's our choice. Flag or lose. Let's do this. Here comes everything. Everything we got. We got a rogue. Dotting up rogue. Is that the healer? Oh, is that the hit? No, that's a shadow priest. We'll hit him with a couple unstables, reducing his health so he dies a little faster. And then we're gonna switch over to that mage. Major dots on mage, hitting him with a couple unstables. And then we're gonna go in for that life siphon. He's gonna die. Oh, disorientated. He's dead to dots anyways. All right. Oh, we got people pushing in behind us. Whoa, where'd they come from behind us? Healer just got obliterated back over there, so that's good. I'm actually going to focus that Feral Druid that's kind of being a butthead to me, so I'm going to reduce his health with the curse. Now, it looks like he's running out. He's getting out. He's like, nope, 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 that's it. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed our little talk. You know, we definitely top damage. We top kills. We went ham. No, we didn't top damage. What is this? Is that a Frost DK? Tell me that's a Frost DK. Frost DK for the win. Exactly. Frost DK's got insane damage. But he sacrificed a lot of his damage, or a lot of his killing blows and survivability just trying to put out numbers. You could tell by his score. It was only like 3, or like 1 in 3 or something like that. Let me look. 3 and 11. Holy crap, dude. Yeah, you were really pushing for the numbers they're trying to flex, weren't you? No, we definitely came in second in damage. Frost DKs at this point, I'd have to say, are almost looking like the strongest damage in Battlegrounds. Almost. Boomies and, of course, Afflictions can keep up, but after seeing what I'm seeing recently with Frost, I'm almost thinking that with the breath spec, they're almost, like, with AoE situations, they're almost on top again. That's kind of nuts, guys. Did not expect to see that with the transition, but it was obvious from that last BG I did on one, and we were pumping out like 100k plus DPS. So let's go ahead and end this video real quick. I hope you enjoyed this little conversation, guys. Go ahead and hit that video with a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below if you are looking forward to Legion, or what are you looking forward to Legion about. Let me know, guys. I really do want to know. Anyways, guys, until next time, this was your boy Hazzed.